This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Thank you, David. Welcome to DBL. It's Tuesday, August 24th. I'm Tori here with Al, Erica, and our very own Dr. Coley.
Yes.
Hi, guys. So much clapping for her. No one else is. Okay, let's get started. All right, because we have a lot of questions, Doc, and we want to know your real opinion here. Everyone's talking about how the FDA granted full approval for the Pfizer vaccine yesterday, and now the president has a really strong message for U.S. companies. So, Doc, and everyone watching, take a look.
Today I'm calling on more country
more companies, I should say, in the private sector to step up with vaccine requirements that'll reach millions more people. If you're a business leader, a nonprofit leader, a state or local leader who has been waiting for full FDA approval to require vaccinations, I call on you now to do that.
So the excuses are over, and I want to know from you, much like other vaccines, will COVID become required?
I really think it will. And that's why if you haven't gotten it yet, it's time to jump onto that bandwagon, because the last thing you want to do is to be a pariah because you haven't gotten this vaccine. You can't go to concerts, you can't go to movies, you can't travel on planes. We're going to see a trend towards this happen until we can get this virus under control.
Well, I've been for that the whole time. I know it's unpopular, but that's how I feel like we'll get to herd immunity. Sorry, I'll go ahead.
No, I mean, maybe, hopefully.
Right.
You know, and now that Pfizer has full approval.
That's the key.
Do you think this will be what gets people that are on the fence to come on over and get vaccinated?
I do, Al. I think it'll do two things. One, it'll allow people to mandate the vaccine, because you can only do that for something that's fully FDA authorized. But second, 30% of people were saying they're not getting vaccinated, not because they're anti-vaxxers, but because they're afraid that it's not fully approved. So hopefully it'll bring them over. Now, what I heard yesterday, which made me really mad, was that people were saying, oh, now they rushed the FDA.
Right, that's the new excuse.
Oh, you can't
Moving the
win.
goalposts.
Right.
Yes.
You can't win with these people. And they didn't rush it. They just got all hands on deck and showed what's possible when we do that.
And we've studied the mRNA vaccines for over 150 years, am I right? Which this is part of?
We've studied them for a long time. I don't think it's been 150 years, but since Ebola is when they were first generated. But we have 40,000 patients worth of data that we looked at. Normally, the FDA looks at 5,000, 8,000, maybe 10,000. So a large volume of data. And over 2.3 billion people worldwide have gotten the COVID vaccine. So how much more data do you really need?
That's interesting just from a numbers standpoint.
Yeah.
Because like most people don't know that information, you know, that it's generally only a half, if a fourth of what we're looking at now.
Yeah.
You talked about like you can't win, but there's a lose-lose demographic in this, and that's children. So what about the kids under 12? When will they finally be able to get vaccinated?
So this population I'm starting to get really worried about, because with the adults it was a no-brainer, right? Emergency use authorization, because the benefit far outweighs the risk. But in kids who generally don't tend to get as sick, it's not clear to me whether we are going to give an EUA to kids, which would happen this fall or winter, or we're going to wait and get full approval, which might not happen till next spring. So it's a little bit of a moving target, but because it's unclear when our kids are going to be able to get vaccinated under 12, I think it's really important for the adults to make sure they get vaccinated.
Step it up.
Yeah, to reduce the infection.
Right. Well, let's talk about the adults for a second, and the adults that have hopefully had their second shot and are now looking towards the booster shot. I've always wondered this about booster shots. Is it the same shot that you got with the first or second, or is it like a little bit less or a little bit more? Or like what is a booster shot?
So a booster shot is basically a way to flex your immune system's bicep.
Ooh, look at her.
That's right. That's right. So it's got to work out with the first shot and the second shot, and then it's starting to get a little lazy. So you want to remind it how to fight the virus again by giving the booster shot. Now, ideally, we would have wanted a Delta-specific booster, which the Pfizer CEO told us yesterday they are working on. But I wish it had come out with this round instead of waiting till the next round. But even with the original booster, we're seeing a really good response in terms of augmentation of antibodies and other types of immune cells. So I like to say it's sort of like buying last year's Mac instead of this year's Mac computer. As recently. That's right. It works just as well. It's just a little slower, but it would be nicer to have the new one, obviously.
That's a good question. That's a good way of doing that. All right, here's a question so many of us want to know. When will the pandemic finally be over? And I do want to know from you, just before we go to Dr. Fauci, how are you feeling just from your own experiences?
You know, I'm feeling pretty good. I think I've gotten used to living alongside this virus, but I really want us to change our mindset. It's not going to flip a switch and be over. I can guarantee you that. This is a cold virus. It is going to stick around. It's sort of like asking the question, when did we fall out of love? Well, it doesn't just happen one day. It happens slowly over time, and that's exactly what's going to happen with this pandemic. We're going to see a slow transition back to normalcy, but you know what's going to get us there faster? The vaccine. If we get the vaccine, we will get there faster, but it's going to happen one day at a time, not suddenly.
Wow, interesting. Well, if you are still worried, still have questions, which we hope we're answering for you, please let us know so we can make sure all your doubts are covered and we can hopefully convince you to get the vaccine. Now, Dr. Fauci is, some are saying he's flip-flopping after this news. He originally said the coronavirus would still be a problem come fall 2022, but now he's got a different estimate, sort of. Here's what he said yesterday.
I said, if we can get through this winter and get really the overwhelming majority of the 90 million people who have not been vaccinated, I hope we could start to get some good control in the spring of 2022. I didn't mean the fall. I misspoke. My bad.
That's a big my bad. I feel like that's a big my bad. I asked you before about the pandemic, but what do you think about his response?
Well, I think, yes, it is a big my bad. I do agree with that. But I think he is speculating a little too much, honestly, because there's no way for us to know when it's going to be over because there's too many moving parts. A big piece of it is how many of us get vaccinated. So what we do, which he can't necessarily predict. But another huge piece, you guys, is what's going on in the rest of the world. Guess what? Delta got on a plane from India and came here. We had not anticipated Delta at all. And now we're kind of back where we started last year because of Delta. So next year it could be something else because we know that in many countries where they don't have access to vaccinations, the virus is raging and new variants are coming up. We talked about Lambda the other day ourselves. So I think it's all speculation and really hard to predict that, yes, it's going to be over if we do this. But the point he's trying to make, which I completely agree with, the more Americans that get vaccinated, the more we're getting closer to ending it.
Wow.
I have a question.
Please, and Eric as well.
Yeah, it's not on the prompter, but I was talking with some buddies of mine last night. One of them is a physician, my old roommate from college. And
you're a physician as well.
Yeah,
everyone, he's not.
Yes,
He's not everyone. He's not.
And, we were talking about, we're sports fans, and we were saying next week pretty much kicks off college football. Stadiums that hold 100,000 people, a lot of them located in the South where we have low vaccination rates. Is this something that could possibly not only be like a super spreader event, but also maybe create a new variant?
Absolutely. In fact, we even know that vaccinated people, if they catch the Delta, can spread it to others. So we're even in a worse spot than we were last year, when it was like, oh, well, once you get vaccinated, it stops because Alpha, Beta, the original variant, they don't spread once you catch it if you're vaccinated. So I think the sporting events are such a big part of our life, right? We want to get back to them, but we want to do it safely, because doing it in an irresponsible fashion like this, where people just get together and what comes can come, is really going to create a cascade of events that we're going to be paying for next year.
That's not good. Dr. Coley, I'm curious to know your take on this. A group of doctors in Florida walked out in protest yesterday. They said they're exhausted and their patients and their resources are running low. They're protesting all of the unvaccinated patients they're treating, and they're hoping the walkout will encourage more people to go and get vaccinated. Love to hear your take on this.
If I was in Florida, I would have joined the protest.
Wow.
Yes, because I am right there with them. These unvaccinated people, if they can get vaccinated, we're not talking about the ones that can't, because those are a special population, but if you can get vaccinated and you're not doing it, you are being irresponsible, you're being selfish, and you're setting back not just yourself, but everybody else around you. And asking the medical system to step up and pay for your mistakes, both with money, with time, with resources, and with their emotional heartache, I think it's too much. And of course, I would never go so far as to refuse treatment as somebody who was vaccinated.
That was my question to you next, right?
I don't think I could ever do that, because you take an oath, and even if somebody makes a bad decision, you have to help them when they're at their worst, which is when they're sick. But I think if we can try to get this message across to people, it's the most important thing. What do you guys think about the protest? Do you think less of the doctors, or?
I don't think less of the doctors. I'm just wondering if there's ever going to be a possible triage situation where if someone comes in and they have some type of terminal illness and they need treatment, do they get first look at over someone with COVID?
Well, in all the doctors' blogs, we are already triaging. People who got vaccinated and end up in the hospital are getting first priority over the unvaccinated who are ending up in the hospital.
So you guys are taking it upon yourself to create a triage situation, like Erica said.
Absolutely, because the people that got unvaccinated are there because of their choice. The people that got vaccinated are there because of things out of their control.
Wow. Lots of info, facts not fear. Join us in the comments and let us know if you have questions. Coming up on DBL, a mother shares how she put a stop to bullying before it started. The viral post that helped her son, who has a rare condition, feel completely accepted at school. And kids who haven't flown the coop, are they with you right now on the couch? Yes. Should parents be charging adult children rent?
Awkward.
Stay tuned. Awkward. Closed captioning provided by
Hi DBL Nation, it's Kelly Schubert here with the DBL digital team. I've unfortunately got some breaking news coming in. Legendary Rolling Stones drummer Charlie Watts has passed away at the age of 80. Now, we don't know exactly what happened, but we do know he had a medical procedure a few months back, and he needed to back out of the tour to recover from that. So that is the latest news here. Charlie Watts dead at 80. Sad news to report today. Let's head to the desk and continue the conversation with Tori. Tori, we're coming over to continue the conversation with you.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
Simple question. Do kids have to...
So this is a little prepping on the side that goes on behind the scenes.
Sorry.
This is our senior supervising producer, Michael, talking to Tori.
I just want to say I have a strong take. I'm not going to say what it is on this. Should adult children have, or should they pay rent if they're living at home? I have a very strong take, and I'd really like it if you are someone living at home or a parent or a grandparent to write in and let us know your opinion. Your voice counts on this because you're the one dealing with it.
It's a lot. It's a lot because sometimes the kid is, helping around at home.
Yep.
And I have seen that situation. But I also do think that you can get comfortable. I've seen people once you start getting your meals cooked and your mom's folding your laundry. And
What's that part in, is it Wedding Crashers? He's like, meatloaf! Mom!
Yeah.
Meatloaf!
It's a thing, but it is
Mom!
also a stigma, people that do stay at home with their parents, and sometimes it does work. And if you do have kids, I think the idea of having an intergenerational presence with your kids does help, and I think there's a lot of just families that do that.
Well, I was going to wonder if people in the Asian community, a lot of them live with their elders, and they have that as part of Lydia's. Like, yes,
Native
thank you.
American.
A lot of communities do that, and
Italian.
A large amount of ethnicities do that. And
black folks got grandma in house.
I can't finish the sentence. He's just going to keep naming people. That's it. No, I'm just kidding. But some people see it as a sign of respect, which is part of the culture. So we'd love to hear your opinion on this. It's not cut and dry. But wouldn't you guys want to cut and dry like ribeye right now?
Yeah, I like the cowboy
I'm
cut.
in the mood for a. Welcome back to DBL. Yesterday, we talked about celebs saying goodbye to their kids, heading off to college, including Brooke Shields and Candace Cameron Bure. They both posted pictures of it on social media. But what happens when adult kids don't leave? There was a Reddit post about this that's now gone viral. It was written by a 21-year-old who got a raise at work, and his parents demanded he pay $350 a week for a room he shares with his younger brother. He thinks it's unfair. Okay, so the question is, we're going to put it to you with a poll. You know we love our poll. Should parents charge adult kids rent? Yes or no? Go to dblvote.com to weigh in. Erica Cobb.
You know, I know that this gets complicated because obviously there are caregivers,
yes.
So I don't want to lump everyone in. But
That's
in
fair.
this particular situation, especially if you have a job that you're getting a raise that would substantiate at $350 a month to help with the household, some people do that from the age of 12, 13 years old, contribute to the household. So if your parents are in a situation where they could actually utilize that money, then it's very selfish not to do it just because they're your parents.
And just to correct you really quick, it was $350 a week they're charging this.
Well, then he must be making some pretty good coin.
Right.
Al, what do you think?
I mean, I think that this is a passive-aggressive way to get this young person to move out. You know, now, when you do have somebody living with you, Eric, I don't know if you've ever had an extended guest, somebody that's been with you 4, 6, 8 weeks, but you do notice it. There's more groceries to be bought, more higher electricity, more air conditioning, etc. So I do understand that. But if we're talking about a situation that does not involve a caregiver, and you kind of do need to kind of shove that young person out, I do understand. But we are now in a day and age with millennials. and they have crushing student debt. And if they are actively working to pay that debt back, and you see that as a parent, that's fine. But if you feel like that money is going to happy hour, gotta go, bro.
Yeah, I have a strong take on this. I think a lot of people immediately in the society, especially in the 90s, there's always like that Wayne's World basement, like, get out of the basement,
loser. In the basement, yes.
And I gotta be honest with you, the people I know living in basements or at home either have the student debt you're talking about, had a medical issue they can't now pay off, have incredible problems finding a job that pays them a livable wage. I don't mean a wage, I mean a livable wage. They can't afford to go out because of sometimes climate change, and the housing has gone up in certain areas. I honestly feel like give them a break if you can. If you can, the millennials are facing an unprecedented COVID pandemic, social injustice, student debt. I just think they have it harder than when your dad was in GM and could make a pension for the rest of his life.
I understand what you're saying, and I agree to a certain extent. We have a situation in our family right now where it's like, hey, I'm going to take this time to pay off things because I don't necessarily have to be any place in the world right now and I can still work. But that's a time frame. And also during that time frame, because they're not having to do rent and all of these other things, there's a stipend of some sort that's paid as contribution, like, hey, I'm not here to mooch off of you, but thank you for allowing me this opportunity to get on my feet better than I was before the pandemic.
Absolutely.
Interesting. All right, let's see what the audience thinks. 71% of you say yes. 29% of you say no, they shouldn't have to pay rent. If you are watching with a child and you're a grandparent or parent, I apologize for that awkward segment.
And they're watching with an adult, that ain't a child.
That's right, an adult. Coming up on DBL, the perfect send-off for the first day of school, how a really special little boy got the royal treatment. Stay tuned for this.
I want the royal treatment.
A new report from T-Mobile says hackers have compromised more than 50 million of their accounts. The hackers gained access to everything from names and addresses to account PINs and social security numbers. And it's not just current customers. Former customers and anyone who's applied for an account could have been targeted. T-Mobile says they're working with law enforcement and taking steps to protect affected customers, but there are some things you can do to stay vigilant. First, change your passwords on the affected accounts. Once you've done that, keep an eye on your bank statements and credit reports. And remember, you can still get free weekly reports from all 3 credit bureaus. If you see any suspicious activity, you can freeze your credit, which will make it tougher for hackers to open new accounts with your stolen information. We know all this may seem like a lot of work, but when it comes to securing your personal info, putting in the effort now can make a big difference down the line.
Welcome back to DBL. If you know what it's like to be bullied, then you know the first day of school is no simple task. Earlier, we spoke with a protective mom who took a cue from a Hollywood film. That's today's DBL Spotlight.
I'm pretty much totally petrified.
I'll see you later.
Okay, you don't want to walk up with your parents because it's not cool.
But you're cool.
I know I am, but technically most dads aren't. Neither are these helmets.
Dear God, please make them be nice to him.
Like in the movie Wonder, Brittany Dennison is the mother of Michael, a 5-year-old with the same rare syndrome.
The fact that he doesn't have ears, the fact that he has a trach around his neck. His hearing aids right now are attached to a headband. In the future, they will be implanted on the back of his head. I think that that, along with the trach and the fact that he doesn't have ears, are probably the three biggest things that make him more of a target for bullying.
Before his first day of school, she shared her fears in a post to other parents, urging them to help protect him from bullying.
The message that I hope that adults will hear and internalize is that it's really our behaviors that the kids are hanging on and learning from.
Now her message of kindness is going viral. Brittany Dennison, welcome to Daily Blast Live. Thank you for taking the time to be here. What about your extremely bright 5-year-old son, Michael, made you concerned about potential bullying? Talk to us about that.
Michael was born with a condition called Treacher-Collins syndrome, and basically all the bones in his face are just a little smaller than they should be. So from the minute he was born, we anticipated that he would be a target for bullying. I will say that it's actually been quite the opposite. Some people say special needs, but we are starting to call it special treatment.
Heck yes! Way to go, Michael.
Now, you wrote a very heartfelt message on social media that went viral. What did you say in that message, and why was it important for you to share it?
My intention was just to reach other parents of children who would interact with him so that they could have the conversation with their children and hopefully make his first day of kindergarten a little bit easier. It's important to tell your children that if they're going to stare, they should say hi. I know a lot of the times we tell our children, don't stare, and we're actually setting the example for them to look away, which is actually more harmful. The most important thing that we can do for our children is to set the example by treating other adults with kindness and positivity.
Something incredible happened on Michael's first day of school. Can you tell us about it?
We got a call from a firefighter after we had made the original post on Facebook who invited Michael to ride to school in a fire truck. But little did I know that they had also invited his favorite superhero, who happens to double as a Midlothian police officer. So he's Captain America, and there's another police officer who dressed up as Batman. So we were surprised on the first day of school, walking into our front yard to fire trucks, police officers, Captain America, and Batman.
What do you feel can be done to put an end to bullying, both online and in person?
The only thing that really puts an end to bullying is that we stop just telling our children and that we actually show them. And it's making eye contact with the cashier that's checking you out, and it's giving a compliment to the woman in the drive-through line. And when somebody cuts you off in traffic, how are you handling that situation? And are you name calling? What's our behavior with other adults, and what are we modeling for our kids?
Just so you know, Brittany, my mom's in a wheelchair sometimes, and people will stare, and she'll go like this to them, and they'll like really scarily come over, and she'll go, "You want to race?" Like, it's like the idea, just interact, just ask me
or
what's
a little
wrong.
joke, something to break the ice.
Exactly. So please tell Michael we are thinking about him. Brittany, thank you so much for joining us and starting a conversation to help other parents prevent bullying.
Thank you.
You can support more kids like Michael by visiting the Children's Craniofacial Association's website at ccakids.org. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
This is the CMS exemption form that every parent can request to fill out for their child. You can see on this form that there are 3 exemptions: medical, behavioral, or developmental. However, many parents have asked us if CMS will accept any other reasons for not wearing a mask. Let's verify. Our sources, CMS and Gary Monty, attorney and managing partner at Monty PLLC. The CMS exemption form for the 2021-2022 school year states exemptions from wearing a face covering due to medical, developmental, or behavioral reasons require certification by a medical provider. It goes on to say that parents and the medical provider need to fill out the form. Many people have wondered if religious exemptions would be allowed. We reached out to CMS and asked if students could be exempt for any other reason than what's on the sheet. In an email, CMS told us the exemptions are spelled out on the form, so we can verify that no, religious exemptions are not included on the CMS form. However, attorney Gary Monty says religious exemptions, though not on the form, could hold up in court if a person was not wearing a mask.
I would say that the 3 exemptions that the CMS, the school system, has put down are probably the exceptions that would be considered the standard. However, there's always, room for a court to say, hey, there are religious exceptions that ought to be applied, and a judge, a court, a jury could decide that.
However, Monty says parents need to keep their children home if their kids are showing symptoms.
If the child was exhibiting symptoms or had been exposed to someone with COVID and you sent them to school, then certainly you would still probably be held liable for that, irrespective of the religious exemption.
The form does state students exempt from wearing a face mask are required to quarantine for 14 days if they're in close contact with someone who tested positive, unless the student is fully vaccinated and symptom-free. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
Welcome back to DBL. We did want to take a moment to let you all know that the Rolling Stones drummer Charlie Watts did pass away at the age of 80. He was peacefully surrounded by family. We wish him well and hope he's rocking out in heaven. DBL is new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.